So I'm Andy Petrella. I'm one of the co-founder of the company named devreal.ai, based in Belgium, but also here in the US. We are creating the incorporation over here. Many things actually. So I know the crowd is very interested in data. And since devreal.ai is very focusing on new ways to manage data, how to be able to be productive with data science and things like these, I know that's very the good crowd to speak to. This time I will talk about our work in genomics and interoperable solutions that are scalable and dedicated specifically to genomics. And health, actually. So it's really exciting because this is a research subject into devreal, and we want to have more people involved. And also, since there is Driver, one of the sponsors over here, and a few other people that I know that are very interested in the subject. So again, this is even narrower down in the how to say, on the population to what we do here. Yeah. So it's so cool and exciting because we are revisiting the way data science is done in enterprise specifically, right? So data science has to be done efficiently, but also with a productive philosophy in mind. So it's not the time anymore where we can play with the data. Now we have to work with the data because enterprises are willing to really adapt the way they do their business using the data. That means that they have to be accurate and always on time when they are using some information. And since information comes from data, having the right solutions to go from one side to the other is very important. So we are focusing on this productivity, and the toolkit that we are providing that we are building is it's a mix of several methodologies, but also how to say, shortcuts that allows data scientists to be very close to the runtime and the environment. And also what is very cool internally is that we do a lot of graph analysis and NLP and AI in order to be able to do data science on data science, that we want to also to improve the efficiency of data scientists by removing a lot of burden, like finding the right data, cleaning the right data, and so on, instead of repeating themselves. So we are reducing this by proposing the right data directly. So it's like a push notification, like, oh, you should use this data now instead of this one because it's more clean. From our talks, mainly the importance of driving data product towards service instead of charts or reports. So this is the main focus we want to strengthen. Yeah, it's something that we want to strengthen in the ecosystem. So this has to be very understood by data scientists, that now their work is a little bit changing. They are part of the IT team instead of being part of their own team, separated from the runtime. And I would say that, but it's not new, that focusing on distributed computing might be the right choice right now. Like we can see in different universities now, it's also interesting to have the enterprise being involved much more in that area. Yeah, so two focuses, I'd say. Two takeaways. data scientist is like big data. It doesn't mean much. I would say that from my side, I'm very good at geospatial, for instance, and I'm getting used to genomics thanks to Xavier Toldoir, who is my associate and has a lot of knowledge in bioinformatics and genomics. So that means that he's very good at that. So we can call him a data scientist in genomics and myself in geospatial. But the really important is to be able to understand the business, to understand what you can do with the data, what kind of data is available. And then, of course, behind that, you have to understand the mathematics. That would be interesting, just not trying to apply models, but also understand what's going on behind. Yeah, there is a lot of materials right now that is trying, for me, fooling the people that they can do data science using high-level abstractions. Which is good in some sense because it learns a lot to people. That means that they are sensitive to what they can do. They can somehow feel it. But it's still important to understand what's going on behind, because we are in a momentum where a lot of initiatives are created, are started everywhere to understand how we can go further using the technologies that we have available right now, like Spark or HDFS, which is not that new, but still for universities, for instance, it's unusual to work with this kind of environment. They were more used to HPC. So yeah, so understanding what's going on behind is very important, and choosing a domain knowledge where you have a lot of interest is important, because then you can choose what kind of work you can do and you like to do.